What's going on, everyone? So this video is going to be an interesting one because I can't believe what he just said. I didn't finish watching it, but he said something to where I'm like, wait, are we really in this type of mentality still? And I think it's called a positive coping mentality about somebody who's very emotional about what they want to do and what they want to support. What I mean by that is him thinking that Sony is doing better than they ever have and everything's all okay. And I just can't agree with that. Definitely after like us understanding all the mistakes that they have made, how are they doing better than they ever have? Like you're seeing the same PlayStation that you saw in the PS2 era or PS1 era, and I just don't understand how somebody can try to sit there and act like that's really the case when really that's just a coping mechanism. And I'm not making this to be no asshole. No, I'm just being serious. It's like, wait, you can't seriously think that, right? And we're gonna get into this, right? So like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you guys think. And yeah, let's go. So we're gonna get to the good part, which is right here. And you guys are gonna see what I mean.
Be pretty funny though. But no, it's just that I think I just think PlayStation they're in a really strong position, man. And I get it. Like it's that's not what people want to hear. That's what some people want to hear, some groups of people, and I get that. But I'm not here to, I'm not trying to tell people what they want to hear, and I'm not trying to avoid saying things that I think people don't want to hear.
Okay.
I'm just here to say that PlayStation is in a very, very, very strong position and doing better than they ever have. And
Oh man. Bro, no, he did not just say that. Come on, man. Oh, look. I think the only one that you could say that about would be Nintendo because they're about to have an insane carryover. They're still releasing amazing games. If you guys didn't know, Xenoblade Chronicles X just got an 88 meta. I mean, that's going to be cross-gen too, man. This year is looking insane for them already, man. We know Metroid Prime 4 is coming out. We know the new Pokemon's going to be coming out along with the Switch 2. I mean, we know there's going to be a new Mario Kart 9. There's going to be a new mainline Mario. Like, they're doing better than ever. You know what I mean? And you don't really see much of a downfall. Even in their eighth year, they're still selling insane. Now, Sony is having one of the worst openings of a year ever. Definitely with all the continuity of the canceled games and Concord. I mean, the failure of VR, mismanagement, crazy leadership, breaking up, losing all the key players. Nothing but remasters. Like, dude, how is that doing? When you say somebody's doing their best ever, that means they're doing their best at everything. They're shining gold and on all facets of life. Everything is going so good. This has to be one of the most dishonest reflections that I've seen. And I feel like if he's really meaning that he's kind of a bit of a lost dog at a cause at this time. Cause like I just can't see him being that daft, right? Because, like, yeah, and just like I said, it's not a video about being an asshole. This is more like, bro, do you seriously believe that? Because, no, man, I just think that that's copium and hopium. Like, it is, guys, because it's a way of saying that I really just want to be positive for Sony and I want to ignore everything. And let's just look at this in a positive manner only. Like earlier in this video too, he's just like, yeah, a lot of people may not, but I'm just looking forward to the Days Gone rematch. I'm like, why though? Out of everything that is coming out, there's so many great games consistently. With the Switch 2 around the corner too, they got that direct coming soon. But like the games are all over the place to play now, and he's looking for the Days Gone 2 remaster. Like I just think that yeah, he's really just what I like to call somebody that just wants to be in that positive toxic illusion of saying things about Sony to where it's like, bro, this is why you get clipped. Like, and not that I want you to get clipped into oblivion, like you said, but it's more like you're putting yourself out there to be criticized by saying stuff like this when really Sony needs to be criticized. And it's not negative if somebody does that. It's actually positive in disguise to people that have that type of mentality like MBG that think like that. You know what I mean? I'm not doing anything terrible here. I'm actually doing what needs to be done because it's like I think we need to move back in reality and get out of that matrix bubble. Because no, bro, this is not the best they've ever done. It's actually the exact opposite. With the vanity of I moved this many hardware units to the supplier. They didn't sell 75. They put that in the warehouses and all that type of stuff. But yeah, man, I guys, this is where, like I said, there's no agreement here.
And regardless of what the internet's opinion is of, oh my God, that state of play, or oh my God, that game's getting remastered, or oh my God, Xbox is putting all these games on PlayStation. It doesn't matter because it's like, bro, like PlayStation is
What do you mean it doesn't matter? See, look, bro, there's a difference between opinion and then the obvious. Not everything is opinion because the universe is not made off an opinion. There's truth, right? There's falsehood. There's deductions. There's finding out the truth, right? There's peering into the hidden. You know what I mean? There's knowledge. There's wisdom. It isn't just opinion. Sometimes some things are pretty obvious and everybody knows. It's like, yeah, he's doing way worse now. We need to help him out. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just say it's just opinion. That's the lowest form of expression, yes, but um, when we start looking at stats, when we start looking at how many games are released compared to other generations, it's pretty obvious they're not the best in all facets. I'm going to say that's a lie. Statistically proven, you could just look at the facts here. You know what I mean? There's also facts too. Obviously, facts and truth are not the same thing, but um, it's pretty obvious. See what I mean, man? There's opinion is the obvious, right? It's pretty obvious. You don't want to eat a plate of dog turd over like a home cooked meal. You know what I mean? It's not really so much an opinion. I think that at that point, it's just like, what are we doing here, man? No, Sony has been very disappointing, and there's been so many canceled games. It's not an opinion; it happened. You know what I mean? And that's not good. Hey, do you really want to say is that it's an opinion that you know what I mean, that you canceled that many games, you missed all these windows, right? That you canceled Last of Us Faction like that was a good cancel? No, that was a bad cancel. You had a good game there. If anything, you could have just froze it, right? Concord a good decision? No, it's pretty obvious. That was shit, man. That was bad. You know what I mean? That's good judgment. You don't want to have bad judgment, right? If there's an opinion that Concord is good, it's like how? You know what I mean? No, it was bad. Pretty obvious. See what I mean? So, no.
literally doing better than they ever have. They got like PlayStation's in the position where in April
No,
they're
man.
getting Indiana Jones, apparently. They're getting Forza Horizon 5. They're apparently getting an Oblivion remake as well, or remaster.
But that's Microsoft doing that. That's not Sony. Look, the identity confusion in the PlayStation world is the worst. It's like when you tell them, what is Sony doing, right? When I say Sony, I mean publishing and development. They always grab other people's games to justify that Sony's doing good. See, this is the brainwashing of the PlayStation community, right? Why is Nintendo doing good? Because of what they're doing. Because I said their name. That means what you're doing. You see what I mean? They hate this because they can never beat me in a debate. Because when people used to stomp the Xbox community, I would bring in the Switch sales, and hardware says, "Now show me what's Sony." They rage, they get mad, they grab GT. I said, "What are you doing?" I said, "What is Sony doing?" And they get mad, they can't handle it. I said, "Bro, I said Sony. So Sony publishing, Sony development, and Sony decisions." I just, no, you grab other people's games. I said, "What are you doing? Don't grab other people's games, bro. I didn't ask for EA. I didn't say EA. I didn't say Rockstar. You know what I mean? I didn't say Microsoft in it like he's saying right now. I said, no, tell me what they're doing." Guys, they don't like it. They get frustrated. They start getting emotional. They start becoming little angry teddy bears and be Ted. You know what I mean? And this reality hits them because then they realize, shit, Sony's really not doing that much then. Oh, I know. They never really were like you thought. They'll drop 2 games a year every once in a while, here every year or so, but you're not going to see them do all that. No, they're mostly going to let other people define their success. And okay, if you want to do that, then be more concrete about it. Not try to act like you're better than people that are not doing that, like Nintendo. That really all their success is because of what they're doing on their device. You see what I mean? Uh, and they've got criticized before, even by Michael Jackson, when he said the thing about Sony is that they're not the Artists should be leading their own platform, right? Otherwise, what's the point? And what he meant by that was that you're not the leader of your platform. Other sources are. You're being hijacked by aliens. You see what I mean? In that sense of like everybody else is running your platform for you. If you, why are you not the leader of your platform? So what they have been doing has been bad. It's not been good. They're not at their best ever, not even close. So how can you tell me Sony? See, when I say Sony, listen, right? Publishing and developing is doing the best they've ever done. Bullshit.
And they're dropping Days Gone remastered. In May, they're getting Doom and they're dropping Lost Soul Aside. And then in June, we get to cap it off with a colossal release of Death Stranding 2.
That's Kojima Productions, which is his stuff now. The only thing they have that's theirs is Ghost of Yotei. That's it. That's the only thing Sony's doing. And whatever other publishing deals they want to lock there so that they could benefit, but they're not necessarily uh, let me just explain this to you. What China is doing is they're taking their PC experience and they're making it as an exclusive to Sony's console. That's the deal that Sony's signing. But China is PC, so this they're looking at the PC market, man, and first and foremost. Same thing with Wukong. 80 some majority of the success is on PC. But Sony took the PC China experience and locked it to their consoles. That's all they're doing. You see, and you think Sony's really doing something, and it's like this is a deceptive that the PlayStation base has always suffered from, right? Because like they get deceived by that, and it's like they're hurting other communities again, locking it away so that it could look like they have games because they're not supplying them themselves. Okay, I just like to be very, very truthful and just look into the heart of things. There's some people that they don't like that because it tears down their fantasy bubble, and it's like, yeah, but if we really want to be professional about this, so let's get to that, right? And PlayStation fans do not like that. Even though I know he's an Xbox fanboy, at heart, like before he liked Xbox the most. Which, like I said, you can be a fanboy. There's nothing wrong with that. And he wants to be on the winning side and make that look positive. I get it, but um, no, because that's not the case. It's a mirage. It's a way of ignoring all the real problems and only looking in a blinding light at what's not the totality of things. It's true.
And this is where it's just like, I'm not trying to beat people over the head with that. But at the same time, like, I don't quite understand the people that are looking at me like, yeah, that's pretty bad, bro. That's pretty garbage. Like, what? Like, what are you talking about?
I wouldn't say that the PlayStation experience would be garbage because there's a lot of other people's games out there, but we're talking about what Sony is doing, right?
Like, there's nothing bad. Like, there's not a single bad thing about. If anything, what I just listed is like, bro, PlayStation players are getting like double the games that they originally were supposed to get.
Okay, now you're saying PlayStation players. You're just playing whatever's on a PlayStation. Okay, that's a little bit different. But as far as what Sony is doing, no, man.
This is the logic. This is the type of bullshit, ass backwards, upside down logic that I do come across more than I like to admit, where it's like, what are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about. You're just saying things because you think it's the popular thing to say online, because the cool thing to do is to now always make it seem like, oh yeah, PlayStation's garbage, dude.
Nobody never said that. What Sony is doing though is garbage. Their track record that's pathetic. Their base deserves better. If you sold that much to people, and you're just throwing them remasters, they're making other people suffer for their stupid mistakes. It's pretty obvious. I don't get why defending that. It's good. That's bullshit.
So it's PlayStation fanboys. And yes, there are PlayStation fanboys, just like there's Xbox fanboys. And sometimes they can be obnoxious and annoying. But if you're talking in facts, if you're talking in reality, the reality is PlayStation, people who are playing on PlayStation right now, yeah, I'm not going to lie to you and say it's cheap. That would be a lie. And that wouldn't be reality.
That's not what this is about, though. If the value is so good, people are going to pay for it. We're not talking about that. That's out of the question. Because you gonna pay more on Nintendo than all of them, but the value to me is worth it. I know I'm going to have a blast, and they're going to satisfy me, and they have been very consistent. That's why I don't mind paying, because it's worth it. Obviously, we're comfortable with Game Pass for those of us that use it. There's nothing better than that. But I'm still going to support video games. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I mean, it's what we're here to do, and then have a good time. It's an exchange. There's people that are go out and entertainment out in the world and spend 80, 90 dollars just for one night, right? And then some might do that twice a week, every single week. That's a video game that could last you much longer than that. Just one video game that you purchase for that price. You know what I mean? So it depends on your value for entertainment. Uh, I'm not against people's value for entertainment, what they think that should be valued for them. But like I said, there's also the obvious. So that's why I say that when it comes to video games, man, when somebody can go out and eat one day and it'll cost more than getting a damn game. Food is the real fucking problem. For like just speaking for everybody, you know what I mean? 'Cause it is, you have to do that to survive. You don't have to play a game to survive. You can just sit there and chat or whatever, or get on Netflix. You just like I said, the hardware and the games, man. Hell, food's gonna beat that, man, over time. So that's the war right now.
But if you can afford it, if you could afford to buy a $400 or $500 PlayStation 5, or God forbid a PS5 Pro if you're insane, and you want to play all these games, yeah, you're going to have access to them. Sure, you may have to pay to play online, but you know what? You can go to PC if you don't like that. And I'm just putting that out there. Like, that's always been an option.
Yeah,
That's nothing new. If you don't want to pay to play online, go game on PC. If you don't want to game on PC and you want to game on console, there's your option. It's weird to me that people are they're so desperate to frame any positive conversation around PlayStation as it's fanboyism, and it's not.
didn't have to be anything positive, but dude, what you just said is what the toxic PlayStation community does to the Xbox community. Everything is framed negative, no matter what. Even when you're being given more games than Sony can give you. And let's end it with that. Tell me how that's going to be beat, because that's the everyday thing. And now when you turn the mirror on them, they start crying. Like, oh, this is what you've been doing for years. You can't even handle it a few weeks, and now months have been going on. You guys just can't handle it. You know what I mean? It's like, please learn to take what you dish. Very uncommon thing today. But yeah, think about that. Like, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. This is something that had to be done. All right, y'all. Peace out.